We're back on the GDC show floor here, and we found a game, but we did not manage to find the developers because they flew back to Spain. But we did catch up with Derek, who's working on the engine that's running the game, if I understand things correctly. And you can also tell us a little bit about this rather different arena-based MMO.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing that's going on here with, you've seen a lot of arena-based games, and the typical setup with a free-to-play arena game is you go in and there are a set number of kind of hero classes or units. They all have certain abilities, tanks, ranged damage dealers, healers, whatever it may be. But the one common denominator is they are set abilities. You'll have like one or two active abilities, maybe a couple passive abilities, and they stay exactly the same. Maybe you can buy equipment, or you can buy runes, or whatever specials they have to upgrade that hero unit, but it's still basically the same unit no matter what you do to it. You're not going to take a melee damage dealer and make it into a ranged healer. Typically with most free-to-play games, you'll have a small number of these characters when you start off, and in order to play a different kind of character, you'll have to purchase them, either through in-game currency that you earn by winning matches, or by actual just straight purchases. And what's being done different here is they've taken that kind of paradigm and made the hero classes, the units, extremely customizable. The way they're doing that is they've got a system where each golem, you have squads of 5 that you control in combat, have different body slots: head, body, legs, arms. Each of those slots have 5 pieces that you can incorporate elements into. So we have elements: fire, wind, earth, water, and then the 5th element, chaos. By doing different combinations of those in each of the body parts, you can get different active and passive abilities. And the developers were telling us they counted it up between all the different combos that you can do. There's about 62,000 combinations. So again, it's customize the character however you like. Fire tends to do big damage up close, but if you combine fire with plasma, all of a sudden you've got kind of an area effect up close damage. Wind is for doing distance, it improves your speed and it lets you do distance attacks. But if you combine it along with water and create nature, now you can do healing. So, I could set a guy up where I'm doing, up close direct melee damage, but he's also passively healing all the other units around him with an area effect ability. So there is no real kind of healer class, there is no damage class or tank. You can do combinations. You could, of course, do like a pure tank class if you wanted to, but most people are going to probably experiment, move it around. The nice thing, too, is if you put some combos together and you don't like it, next match, just switch the elements around and complete a completely different type of character.
So that, of course, takes me to my next question. If you don't buy heroes, how will the game make money?
Well, the way it works is we talked about the different elements that you use to create your characters, right, in the columns. You're not going to start off with enough elements to put one in every slot on every golem you want, and you're definitely not going to start with exactly the elements you want. As you progress through the game, winning matches and things, you get more elements, but there's no guarantee you're going to win the ones that you want. I could end up with like a bunch of fires, a bunch of waters, a bunch of winds, but maybe I want an earth or a chaos element. So one of the things that they had talked about doing in the in-game store is having items that allow you to transmute an element into another type. So, okay, I want to do a combo that requires earth and fire. I don't have free earth and fire. I'll go into the item store, purchase something, and transmute 2 of my current elements into what I want. Another thing that they're looking at possibly doing is, as you go through combat, your golems will be taking damage, the different body parts and things. You can win repair kits, but you also can purchase them if you want to. So it's all, it's another one of those setups where you could play this game completely free forever if you wanted. But most of us like to customize things. We like to play with combinations. We like to have our characters exactly the way we want them. And one of the quick ways to get to that is to do the item shop.
And it's going to be one-on-one arena-based combat at launch?
Right now they're going into the beta phase, and as of right now, it will be one-on-one team death matches capture the flag, resource. I think there's about 5 different styles of PvP matches, but they're all arena-based. And for right now, they are one-on-one. Each person controls a squad of 5 golems.
And you mentioned the roadmap. What's the roadmap ahead? Do you know that? Like when they're aiming to have it done?
Well, they said they're going to go into closed beta in the next couple months. So, like all other things, I'm sure they're going to be popping in, testing some things out, see how the public likes it, see what kind of technical glitches they have. And they'll probably be announcing something a little toward the end of this year about their future plans.